welcome to ask. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. If you haven't already, it really helps. Thanks.
Please resign immediately and give up your office permanently. I don't know what else you could do. You have committed so many crimes against children, against the American people. Just if you would step out of public life, you would do us all a big favor.
There is so much that I would like to say to this man, but I think that the best thing I could say is, what the hell do you think you are doing? You're creating a mess of this country, and that is not acceptable. Period.
I'd like to tell Donald Trump that I'd like for him to treat us all as human beings and to realize that we all love America, and that's why we're out here today. This isn't a hate America rally like he's trying to make it sound like.
Nothing. He doesn't deserve any of my time or words, honestly. I have nothing to say to the man.
Mr. President, I'm a raging granny, and I want you to know you have really pissed off Granny.
I would say, first off, you deserve to be in jail, facing insurrection charges, and you should be facing a firing squad. Now, in addition to this, any veteran that's out there that voted for Donald Trump should be in jail with him, because when you take your oath, when you go in the military, your oath is to protect the Constitution, the people in this country from insurrection, from within and without. And Donald Trump definitely created an insurrection, and he didn't even have the balls to admit that he did it. And you all elected him. He is not you, Donald Trump, are not my president. You do not represent me in this country. You do not represent me in the world.
You know, Donald Trump, you've inspired a lot of people to have patriotism for their country in ways they never thought they'd have to again since World War II. We're here today to stand up for democracy. It's clear that you would like to take control of our country and use it to the purposes of the Heritage Foundation. I think that is a huge step backwards for our country. And I'm here to fight for what we have and what we want to proceed going forward with progressive values of inclusion, diversity, love for our fellow humans, health care for all. I just don't see any reason why that isn't a better value system.
Okay, well, like my mom said, and I think a lot of people have said before, like, what do you say to a man who has caused so many people suffering in this country and in such a short amount of time? I really question, like, why he is doing all the things he is. Like, because I know he's saying, you know, to make this country great again, but really, if you hurt anybody who's not really doing anything, you can't make it great again, and that's, I don't know what I'd say. Most I could probably do is a middle finger, thumbs, like, the most I can do, blow raspberry in his face.
Gosh, if I was meeting Donald Trump, it would be hard not to spit in his face. I find him a fairly vile human. He's taken so much away and continues to take away from, again, humans that he marginalizes, and he's he's continually being given that power to do so, and it's disgusting. I find him disgusting.
I would ask him to resign before he embarrasses himself any further. And I would tell him he'll never get the Peace Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize, when he's trying to destroy his own country.
I think I'd ask him to fulfill some of the things that he said that he would do to his supporters. A lot of people who are MAGA are more likely than your average Republican to support things like single-payer health care. And he said that we would have the best health care in the world. And, currently we have one of the worst healthcare systems in the world, just like we did under Biden, just like we did under Obama, and just like we did under Clinton. Obamacare made a couple of small improvements that were very welcome, but we're a far cry off from the type of healthcare system that most other real countries have. I'd try to talk to him is like trying to box a glacier. So I don't know if I'd get very far, but you get a couple of good points in there, and I guess that's the best you could do.
I would not even know what to say to him. I can't believe he is a real person. I couldn't even. I don't even think I would want to meet him. I wouldn't even want to be in the same room with him.
Why doesn't it feel better to you to be kind than to be cruel? How can you feel good about hurting so many people? Just a question.
Well, I'd say to Donald Trump, if I met him, is why are we prioritizing the interests of Israel over America, and why are we funding everything that they do? And then another question I would ask him is, what do they do to support us? What positive aid do they provide to us that makes all of the money we're sending them, all the support we give them, especially letting them have influence over our politics with AIPAC and such things like that? Why is that allowed? Why is that? Why is that crucial? Why is that necessary?
Yes. What I would say is, Mr. Trump, stop acting like a dictator. You are controlling our free speech. You are taking away our rights. And you have absolutely no right, according to the Constitution, to do those things. Stop it.
I've been thinking about that, and I don't believe I would be able to say anything. I think my complete and utter disbelief in his ability to have any understanding of human value would penetrate into meaning anything to him from my mouth. Plus, I think my complete hatred of how he has warped our society, I don't think I could say anything. I don't think I could. I don't think it would make a difference. I think action makes a difference, but I don't think saying anything to him directly would make a difference.
I really don't know what I would say. I don't think anything I would say would have any effect, as he seems to be completely oblivious to anyone's ideas around him. So I just hope I never meet him.
Hello, President Trump. I am a very patriotic American citizen, and I want you to know that I love the United States. I love America, and I wish you were doing a better job supporting us patriots. And I have one question for you, and that's it.
Who hurt you, bro? Why do you act the way you do? Your actions impact so many different people, and just because they're different than you doesn't mean that they're not worth anything. And you grew up with so much privilege, and there are so many other people that don't have your privileges, and you're trying to take all the rights away from us that are written into our U.S. Constitution. You need to go back to school, and you need to learn about our history so you stop making the same mistakes.
Mr. Trump, I would like to say that you've made a career out of lying, cheating, and dividing. When will you make an effort to bring this country together? When will you make an effort to stop dividing? You spew hate. We need love.
Well, Donald Trump, you are a disgrace to our country. You're a disgrace to democracy. You're a fascist.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment and share to help be part of a larger conversation. See you again soon. Bye.